Role of spine in Kundalini energy flow. The role of spine in Kundalini energy flow is the most vital for your physical body. You need to understand that your spinal cord is a part of your central nervous system, and central nervous system comprising of brain and the spinal cord is the prime highway or the path through which Kundalini flows. Also, all the chakras, all the energy centers are located in the subtle body along the spine. For example, at your tailbone in the spine, the root chakra is located. Then, in order of ascension comes the sacral chakra, then solar plexus, then throat chakra, then third eye, and after solar plexus, heart chakra, then throat chakra, then third eye and crown chakra. Now for each chakra, I have created discourses on Kundalini Yoga for each chakra. I suggest you, if you want to heal each chakra and lead to the flow of Kundalini for each chakra along the spine, you watch each discourse and along with me do all the Kundalini Yoga and make it your daily practice. If you are finding any difficulty with practicing alone, then definitely you can consult me or be with me to work on yourself for your Kundalini flow along your spine. So this discourse will be more about knowing the importance of spine for your Kundalini flow so that you can work on your body and posture to correct your spinal position so that Kundalini can flow smoothly. You need to know that the spine curve is most vital. I am showing you with my hand the spine curve. Here lies the head and here is the curve. This curve needs to be maintained. For example, when you get up, this is your spine. Now understand that when you are standing, this curve should be maintained. This part should be inward and your chest should be up, shoulders straight, and this curve should be maintained. Your belly should be out. This is the normal spine position. But when you are having problems with your spine, most of the time you are in slouching position. You are like this because your core is not strong. When your solar plexus is not strong, your core is not strong, you are going through trauma, then you are most of the time in this position. And this is very difficult for Kundalini to flow. So your spine determines how Kundalini flows in your body, in your system. And to correct that, I have many techniques to teach you. And some of the techniques I can teach you in this video. Otherwise, you can take my personal consulting to learn those techniques. Alright, so you need to know that the spine carries all the essential electrical impulses and the cerebro-fluid, spinal fluid across the spine moves, and that is responsible for the movement of Kundalini energy along the spine. Kundalini moves along the Sushumna Nadi that is located in the subtle body, which is corresponding to the spinal cord in the subtle body. If your spine is not straight, then your Sushumna is congested, and when your Sushumna is congested, your Kundalini energy finds it difficult to clear the blockages and move smoothly. The flow of Kundalini should be smooth along the spine, and that is your prime duty. So, if you are sitting all the time in slouching position, then my suggestion is start standing and opening your chest. Opening your chest means you are spreading your shoulders. Your chest should be up and this part should not be on hold. You should open this part, this solar plexus, you open it. You just release the hold and relax. Relax in this position and make sure that your belly is moving in a smooth manner as you are inhaling. It should go up and it should go down. It should deflate as you are exhaling. And this one position will open your rib cage, it will open your chest, it will open your shoulder, and it will lead to the spine curve. Even if after doing this, you are finding it difficult to remain in this position, then the next stage is to spread your neck, chin up, and start looking in the opposite direction. Start looking at the ceiling and slowly look at the back. Take your body towards neck, head towards the back. And when you do this, suddenly this part will open and slowly come down. Again do it slowly. You move. You can do it with me. Take your head towards the back. Look at the back. And slowly come. And when you do this, you will feel that a shift has happened in your energy. You feel totally different. Certain kind of energy movement you can see along the spine. The electricity, that is Kundalini herself, has started moving along your spine. And that is the purpose of this pose. Even while sitting, you start raising your chin little bit and taking your neck little back. Even while sitting, you can do this. For example, you can do like this. One, and then again bring back your neck like this. Do it 5 times with me. 1, reverse it, bring it back. Number 2, bring it back. Number 3, bring it back. Number 4, bring it back. Number 5, bring it back. Now in this bringing it back and taking at the back, taking the neck at the back, your head at the back, when you are taking it towards the opposite direction, towards the gravity, opposite to the gravity, what happens? Gravity supports this posture and it will make your spine in its original alignment. When you are all the time like this, your head is down, gravity is pulling your head down, and that leads to your wrong posture, and that leads to too much of congestion in the chest and hold in your solar plexus region. So when you are doing this opposite, gravity will support it, and slowly with this practice over a period of 30 days, you can see the change that slowly your chest has opened, your shoulder has opened, and your spine is appearing straight. More or less always while sitting, keep your solar plexus open. Keep the hold open. Don't hold it. And along with this, moving the neck forward and backward, you need to inhale and exhale. When you are combining your breath along with this posture, your rib cage, your spine will receive the required oxygen. The vasodilation will happen, and that will lead to the strengthening of the musculoskeletal system in this region. And that will be a permanent healing, and the posture will change over a period of 100 days or 200 days based on the intensity of how much you have become curved like this. Okay, so do it with inhalation now. Inhale. Move your neck. I am telling you for the first time. Rest of the time I will be just counting and you do it with me. Inhale. Move the neck back. Exhale. Bring it forward. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. And number 5. I am showing you 5 times, but you can do it 10 times, 21 times based on the intensity of smoothing effect you want. And this will bring flexibility to your upper spine, neck and head region. For the lower spine and lower pelvic region, you do Bhujanga Asana. That also I have shown you for sacral chakra and root chakra. I suggest you go through all the discourses of all the chakras, because for each chakra there are 3 to 4 asanas or kriyas that Kundalini Yoga I have shown you, and all needs to be done gradually but slowly. Okay, now with this spine straightening, there are a few more techniques that you can apply, that is twisting, spine twisting exercises, and this will lead to the flow of Kundalini along with your nervous system rejuvenation. If you do, bring your hand, make a fist, bring it forward, take it back, then the next, and you can do it from bottom of your spine like this. You can do it from here, slowly moving up like this. It is like churning. In olden times, in traditional villages, the churning of milk used to happen. So this is the technique you can apply, the churning. Bring it one hand back, and this is very good for spine. So you can do it multiple times till you feel that your spine has loosened up and you are feeling good about it. All right. So now let's talk about how the spine is enabling Kundalini for its flow. You need to understand from the perspective of physical body, at the same time energy body. All the peripheral nervous system are connected to the spine. From the central nervous system, that is brain and your spinal cord, the vagus nerve is located along the spine and it connects you to your various organs. And in the subtle body corresponding to this, your Sushumna Nadi is located, and it is like the central nervous system corresponds to your Sushumna Nadi, and the peripheral nervous system or autonomous nervous system corresponds to your Ida Nadi and Pingla Nadi. In the autonomous nervous system that governs parasympathetic breathing and sympathetic breathing, same way the Ida and Pingla Nadi is connected to your calmness and peace, and Ida is connected to calmness, peace or the lunar aspect of your life, and Pingla is connected to the active and the more fiery and dynamic aspects of your life. Ida makes you introvert, Pingla makes you extrovert, and both these functions are required to bring balance in life. Now Kundalini flows through the spine, clearing all the blockages in each of the chakras, and when it is flowing in the energy body, in your energy channels, the prana is the vehicle of Kundalini. Kundalini cannot move in the absence of prana, and the flow of prana in the energy channels is possible only when your spine is in correct position. If your spine is congested, if your spine is not in a healthy condition, then prana cannot move in the energy channel smoothly, and hence Kundalini cannot move and flow and do its task of your total transformation. That is the purpose of Kundalini. If you are finding it difficult to make your spine straight and you are most of the time in slouching position, sitting like this, you are actually holding energies in your body due to past trauma, due to unprocessed emotions. You're holding everything, you're suppressing emotions in your solar plexus region, and that is the region which on hold leads to the curvature of spine. The spine is always, if you want to work on straightening your spine, making it into its real shape, you have to work on your core, and your core is connected to many aspects of your life. So I will talk about your core strengthening, and for core strengthening, you watch the discourse on solar plexus Kundalini Yoga. I have taught the techniques there, you learn the techniques from there, but right now you take the understanding behind straightening the spine by working on your core. Your core is the solar plexus point where all the blockages are stored here. It is that point where all the vagus nerve endings of the vagus nerve of your important organs are intervened here. These are like junction where it ends here, but it is very complicated. All your vital organs are located in this region, and your vagus nerve and your respiratory centers all are connected to this solar plexus region. When Kundalini is working in you, it takes lot of prana for its combustion process. All the process that happens during Kundalini awakening is not possible without the combustion of ojas in your subtle body. And due to the combustion of ojas, all the prana in your energy body is converted into a single source of fire, a single source of fuel for burning ojas. And when Kundalini does this function, you go into Keval Kumbhak mode. Keval Kumbhak mode is the mode of cessation of breath. Cessation of breath, Kundalini leads to the process of burning ojas for transforming the ojas into tejas. Tejas is the fire element. Ojas is the wood element. And when tejas is burnt, it produces lot of energy in the form of cosmic prana. That cosmic prana is used by Kundalini for its ascension and for all the functions she does in your body to clear your karma, to wipe off your vikaras and vasanas, to work on your dissolution of ego, to work on your mind, to erase the memory, to rewire your nervous system, to work on your transformation of brain. It changes every cell in the body. It does the healing process. So everything that Kundalini does is done through this process. And when this process, cessation of breath happens, it is required because it is like she wants tremendous volume of energy. And that cessation of breath leads to non-leakage of energy from your total system. When your breath is seized, it creates lot of pressure, and that pressure is required for the energy to move towards dension point from your gross body to the subtlest body. Until and unless Kundalini does this function of cessation, the dension point is not hit with force, because lot of energy needs to be built up to create force, and that force is created by Keval Kumbhak mode. And when Keval Kumbhak happens in the body, understand that cessation of breath is a threat to the body, to your autonomic nervous system. Your autonomous nervous system goes into freeze mode because this cessation of breath is perceived by amygdala in your reptilian brain, in your mammalian brain. The reptilian brain, mammalian brain is the emotional aspect. That also goes into freeze mode due to the emotion you experience due to the freeze mode, that is extreme fear, leads to cessation of breath. And when the breath is on hold, your body is not receiving oxygen. When your body is not receiving oxygen, your sympathetic breathing is activated. And that sympathetic breathing leads to release of stress hormone in your body for a longer duration of time. Cortisol, adrenaline, all these things keep on continuing for longer duration of time. And that leads to the problems in the physical body, that leads to the problems in your energy body, mental body, and everything that constitute your health. Just one spine, just one solar plexus on hold can lead to havoc in your life. The most important aspect of my Kundalini journey has been to keep my spine and to keep my solar plexus in the best condition. How did I do and how do my students did it? This secret I am sharing with you. I used to ensure that whenever I am standing, my spine is erect. I am standing straight, tall. This should be, the chest should be up. And this is what you need to do all the time. You need to understand that if your spine is in this condition, you're going to die. You're going to die out of trauma of Kundalini, and without breathing, all your functioning in the body will be having stopped. Not only this cessation of breath leads to the sympathetic breathing activation, it also leads to the dysfunctioning of your respiratory centers in the brain. Your brain, which is designed, and your nervous system, which is designed to do the function of breathing in involuntary manner, means you should not be aware of your breath all the time. Voluntarily, you can control your breathing some of the time, but not all the time. You can take care whether your breathing is going on in you or not. And when this happens, when due to Kundalini, your solar plexus is on hold, your spine is slouching, your chest is in congested mode, all this leads to the cessation of the respiratory centers in your brain, that is medulla and pons. I will not go into the details of the scientific aspect, but you need to understand that these centers, the breathing centers in your brain, monitor the involuntary function of breathing in your lungs, heart, your diaphragm, and also the breath control. Whenever the pauses happen, when you are inhaling, look at yourself. How do you inhale? You inhale slowly. You will see that a natural pause happens. And then you exhale CO2. When you are inhaling, you are taking oxygen, and when you are exhaling, you are releasing carbon dioxide or toxins from your body. And between this inhalation and exhalation, there are pauses. When you are inhaling, a pause happens. The air goes inside, your belly moves up, your diaphragm is going down. You're exhaling, your diaphragm is moving up, your air is coming out from the nose. And the natural pauses that leads to the balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen in the body is maintained by your brain and nervous system through this respiratory system centers, the breathing centers. These breathing centers leads to the control of oxygen and CO2 proportion in your body, so that you don't have too much of acidity, or the pH balance in the body is maintained through this breathing centers. And now if you are on hold, these respiratory centers are disturbed. They cannot do their normal function of breathing. And so all the nutrition, all the essentials that are required by your cell are not processed by your body. Your body goes into vasoconstriction, and that leads to the constriction of your entire system. Your spine is related to your musculoskeletal system, and that musculoskeletal system is affected by your nervous system, and that nervous system is affected by your blood vessels. Your blood vessels, which are not carrying good quality of oxygen, or the carbon dioxide oxygen exchange is not happening in your cells. Your cells are not producing energy. Your cells are not getting nutrition. When these are happening, they are not able to supply the nutrition to your nerve cells that constitute your nervous system. When your nervous system is not getting the supply of nutrition, they are going into constriction mode. Also, the freeze mode is already activated. The neurotransmitters in the nervous system keeps on that freeze mode. So ultimately, everything is on hold. And this nervous system constriction leads to the constriction of your musculoskeletal system. The nutrition is also not provided to your musculoskeletal system. Then what is the solution for all these? You have to work on your respiratory centers. That is the solution. If you want to keep your spine in the best way through which Kundalini can flow, you should focus on your solar plexus and spine. You should keep your core strong. So, techniques like plank you can do to make or strengthen your core. At the same time, regular lifting up your neck and doing this practice of keeping your neck up, spine straight. Most of the time, stand and walk straight. You should walk straight and ensure that your spine is never in this condition. Never allow gravity to pull your head. Always make sure that you are sitting like this or standing and moving like this. Only when your spine is in the best condition, the chakras, now coming to the energy centers, how they function. If your spine is not straight, then the chakras also get congested. They also cannot process well. In an open spine, the chakras move very well like the wheel. And Kundalini is able to clear the blockages in the wheel very well. And that is how she is able to burn your karmas, and you don't face any other problems in the body. But if your spine is not straight, you may have fibromyalgia issues, chronic fatigue syndrome, brain and mental health related issues like bipolar, schizophrenia, Alzheimer, multiple sclerosis. You will have physical issues as well. You will have psychosomatic diseases in your body. The TMS symptoms that you experience are also due to your spine not remaining straight when Kundalini awakening is going on. The blockages in your root chakra are primarily connected to your energies of fear, insecurity, and that needs to be removed. When you keep your spine straight, when Kundalini is working in you, it will lead to release of the blockages through the natural process of Kundalini cleansing. Otherwise, that remain blocked. Similarly, the other energies, guilt, shame, blame, anger, all the anger are stored in your solar plexus region. Your hatred, jealousy, everything is stored in your solar plexus. And these are keeping your core constricted. Your trauma is lodged in your solar plexus. You need to get free from your trauma. Some trauma are connected to this life, and some trauma is connected to your past life. So, again, your heart chakra, since you cannot love, you are already in trauma. Your heart chakra is closed, and that leads to that slouching position, because heart chakra puts pressure, blockages in the heart chakra puts pressure on your shoulder blades. So, how you can be free from it? At times you can do like this. You can move your hands like this towards your back. You take your head and remain in this position for some time. Again come to the original position and again go back. Do this. So do it with me. 1. Come to original position, relax. Inhale while you are doing this, and when you are relaxing, exhale. 2. Okay, let's do it again. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. So this practice will help you a lot with the energies that you experience in the congestion of shoulder blades, neck region. To conclude, let me tell you that it is a dedicated life transforming event. Kundalini just means that you need to take care of your health and go back to the origin. Go back to the origin when we were erected. The lifestyle changes that you have made, or the trauma or any other changes that you have made due to addictions. If you are not retaining your semen, then also your spine will remain like this. You start retaining your semen, the ojas quality will improve, the cerebrospinal fluid will move up due to retention of semen, and everything in the body will improve, because when you retain your semen, the nutrition element in the semen is reabsorbed by your body, by your nervous system, and that rejuvenates the musculoskeletal system, increases the ojas quality in your body, and all these are important for your transformation. So it is full-time PhD degree in which you need to be dedicated like a good student to work on yourself. Half-hearted effort will not yield you any result. It is going to make you suffer. These are all hints towards the direction in which you should move. But if you need to work on yourself dedicatedly, then definitely you need the guru to work with you, along with you, for yourself, so that the symptoms that you are experiencing do not remain symptoms only. Every symptom has a solution, and you will reach those solutions, and you will be able to process Kundalini only if you are yearning for freedom and good health. All right. So the role of spine I have mentioned in detail in this discourse. Hope you understood it well, and you will work towards the techniques that I have taught. And for dedicated techniques, you have to take my consulting or join the projects. All right. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.